So welcome to Volume 1 of the Mighty Thor, Thunder in Her Veins. Volume 1 of the Mighty Thor, but like technically it's like Volume 3 if you're going from, you know, the Goddess of Thunder title that they promptly like discontinued.
Yeah, because the events of Secret Wars.
As much as I want to read these comics, they're making it very difficult.
Yeah, this is the problem. Like, before we could just get away with just reading Thor and just being like, okay, there's stuff happening out in the Marvel Universe, but it doesn't really matter. But now it's just kind of like, well, I kind of want to know what Tony Stark's doing. And I kind of want to know what Doctor Strange is doing. And, I mean, she is part of the Avengers, so there's that Avengers run, and then that's when you realize you're now like $200 invested. This is how they get you. And I mean, I'm loving it.
But it's a giant trap,
yeah,
and we see and we're like, well, fuck, we're already in it.
And yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's so dangerous. It's like, we never thought that this would happen. This is why I tend to avoid, like, the capes comics, because I don't get dragged in. I like read my like Rat Queens or my Paper Girls or my Saga, where they're the nice little uncontained stories, and here I am.
So what happened in this volume? They're kind of like, oh yeah, remember we revealed Jane Foster is Thor and she has cancer, and this is a big fucking deal because every time that she goes and gets chemotherapy and then picks up the hammer wipes all of those cancer fighting drugs right out of her system, so she has to start from square one every time, and she's not getting any better, she's just getting worse.
And so she's doing these cancer treatments. She's going and dealing with like the Galactic Senate, and then she's being Thor.
This is not gonna end well.
So she's just destroying herself, basically. And, like, she's like, no, I have to do it. It's worth it. I need to save people. And I'm just like, yes, you do. I love you, but you're gonna die.
Please stop it.
Please don't die on me.
And I think that's the reason she can pick up Mjolnir, is because she's like, well, I'm dying, but I don't really care about focusing. Yeah.
You get to see Malekith, and I just love him and Dario together. It's just their chemistry is electric, even though I think they're gonna eat each other. It's not gonna work because they're too out for one another, and they're like starting to get ready to like take the other down.
The second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. But Malekith is going on his merry way, just like,
oh, I love how nuts he is.
I've got plans.
And I love how that translates into the comic, like how they draw him. He's so like wispy and like always at weird angles. But I'm kind of glad he lost the arm. The arm was freaking me out.
It was freaking me the fuck out.
It's like, I cut off like the Odin's son's arm. What am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna wear it like a scarf.
I bet you it's on his bedside table, just like set up like the leg lamp.
Yeah, it's just like, hey.
So Malekith's waging his war. He set up a dark council. He's got Laufey and the Frost Giants on his side. Loki seems to be skulking around doing whatever Loki does. He's got Enchantress on his side, and he's winning the war against the Lighthouse because he manages to trick the Queen of the Light Elves into conversing with him in a room she thinks she's safe, and he ends up bewitching her and getting her to marry him. So now they're like joint king and queen of the Light Elves and the Dark Elves, and she has zero power in the relationship.
Yeah. The big deal is that Loki is back, and this is like, I was so excited for this, to have like our Thor interact with Loki, because like that's such a quintessential part of this like comic, is their relationship. And so to see how that would change with the gender dynamic. And Loki, what does he do? Bless his heart, he just like every version of himself. It's like, okay, so I guess you're a woman now. Well, look who I've been over the years. And it's so much fun. You get to see like Lady Loki face off against Thor in a not really like, well, you know, girl on girl. It doesn't feel as set up as it could be.
Yeah, it's just they're just fighting. They're not like cat fighting.
Because like the other Lokis are now fighting amongst themselves, and so Lady Loki's just like, well, come at me, bitch.
Like, leave it to the women to get shit done around here. Like, so funny, so funny. And I like seeing all the different versions, because you've got like the 70s, 80s
like
version.
The really, really ridiculous like jump, like green tight suit with the horns. I love it.
It got him like right next to like Ragnarok, ogre Loki, and like the children Loki, and
So you find out that Loki is under deep cover for Freya, and you know, Freya like approaches Odin and gives this impassioned speech of like how he like sucks as the All-Father, which was so much fun.
yeah, and of course like Odin has been going on the tirade this whole novel about Thor must be caught, and only my son who has a penis and has sprung from my loins can be Thor.
I love that there are signs everywhere around the Divine Realm, just like wanted signs for Lady Thor. Just like...
Yeah, like you couldn't have guessed what she was gonna look like. And so yeah, so he's been like obsessing over her. He even brought back his evil snake brother, I don't remember what his name is, nor do I really care, who's been like running around with more and more power recently. But yeah, so Freya ends up setting up a confrontation where all her allies and Lady Thor's allies confront Odin, and Loki shows up and he stabs Freya because she thinks he's on her side.
I think he did it to get deeper into cover.
Really?
Yeah, because like at the very end of the book you see him talking to Laufey, and this is the first time Laufey starts taking him seriously. He's like, tell me about how like she screamed when you stabbed her, and Loki's like super bored. Like,
well, he's not even bored,
you
he's
can
like
see
traumatized.
you can see the upset, like his emotions. So I think he did it to like wedge himself deeper. I don't know if he did it to help our like good guy team.
Yeah.
I think he might have done it for his own personal gain.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
so like
yes, he did it to get further undercover, because somebody pointed out, I think it was Laufey, that no, it was the Snake Brother. You know, Loki's a very good poisoner, and he either fucked up in killing Freya or he didn't want to kill her at all.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Loki is like a well-known mama's boy.
Yeah.
So
he really didn't want to kill his mother. That's what it is. But I think he did it for himself.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what he wants. Like, what do you want?
It's always the question. It's not like, will you betray me? It's just, what the fuck do you want?
Why?
But he's rocking this scraggle that bugs the shit out of me.
It didn't bug me that much.
I know it didn't bug me that much.
I was more fascinated by, I'm always interested in like the relationship of comics and their movie adaptations and how they start like affecting one another. So like how Heimdall's played by Idris Elba. Loki kind of looks a little bit like Tom Hiddleston. So it was kind of cool to see that relationship, how like Loki kind of looks like Tom Hiddleston and how the Odin son kind of looks a little bit like Chris Hemsworth.
A lot like Chris Hemsworth.
So it's cool to see like the give and take.
Yeah. It really is.
But you were distracted by the like scraggle.
Because it looks so gross. It looks like he can't grow a beard, and I'm just like, can we just get some stubble?
I think they were just trying to make him look like I have been off in the dark. You know, like.
Anyways, there were cameos too, which were kind of cool. Like there were cameos before, but these are like more main cameos. We got Doctor Strange and we got Tony Stark. Kind of implied that Stark has been hitting on Lady Thor, and Lady Thor has been having none of it, and I really hope that is in an Iron Man comic somewhere. So I want to see that.
It might be in the Avengers.
Please, God, yes. So yeah, that was the first volume of the Mighty Thor.
Have you read it? What have you thought of it? Tell us about them in the comments below.
And we will see you next time, guys.